What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. We're headed into summer, and you know what that means. Time for San Diego Comic-Con and HallH with Marvel Studios in just a couple of short months. Now, last year headed into the first one in 2 years because of the pandemic. We told you guys to temper your expectations, that whatever Marvel Studios was going to present, it wasn't going to be anywhere near the size of 2019, right after Avengers Endgame, when they announced Disney Plus, all the TV shows, and enough movies and TV shows for a couple of years. But boy, were we wrong. The day before, major trademark releases got leaked, and we saw what exactly Marvel Studios had filed for, including 2 Avengers films. They basically outlined more than a year and a half of material. Major changes, though, have plagued Marvel Studios over the last year, and so as we head into this one, there's a different kind of anticipation. What are they going to announce, but really, what are they going to tell us about everything that got delayed and the new timetable for what's coming up? Well, now we have an industry insider weighing in on just that, talking about what to anticipate from HallH and Marvel Studios, and guys, they are promising something huge. We're going to break down all the latest, what they're saying, and then from our perspective, what you can expect coming up from Marvel Studios this summer at San Diego Comic-Con 2023. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is next month with Secret Invasion. Again, all you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on this video if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so today's major update actually broke in response to a separate headline. It probably needs just a little clarification. It was said, quote, "I wouldn't count on any studio attending San Diego Comic-Con this year if the writer's strike is still on, since the Screen Actors Guild and possibly the Directors Guild would likely join the writers on strike when their contracts are up at the end of June, something we haven't yet had a chance to talk about here at the channel. I've sort of wanted things to run their course, but I'm surprised people in the media and reporting haven't made more of this. Not only are all the writers on strike right now, but the contracts for both the SAG and the Directors Guild are up immediately after this, which means there's a good chance this summer, even if the writer's strike is resolved, that the directors could turn around and go on strike as well. And while they can push forward at Marvel Studios without writers, they cannot do any filming without directors. So basically, this guy was saying, you're not making any major announcements at San Diego Comic-Con when everybody in front of and behind the camera who works at the studio is on strike and all at once during the summer. Well, this update again broke in response to that, coming from Alex Perez. He's a writer and editor over at the Cosmic Circus, also somewhat of an industry insider and Twitter scoopster himself, said this, quote, "I can only speak on what I know of Marvel, but they're gearing up for a Slate update bigger than last year's, currently slated for San Diego Comic-Con 2023. Even if the Writers Guild of America strike continues, as it should until they get what they ask for, Marvel will find another way to move forward with the announcement." So basically, Alex Perez has said, based on what he's heard, that there will be a huge announcement at San Diego Comic-Con this year, on par with what they did last year and 2019, what we expect from them at HallH, and regardless of who's on strike, Kevin Feige will be on that stage with a bunch of logos and a bunch of titles, presumably laying out everything that's now been delayed and the road all the way up to Secret Wars at the end of the Multiverse Saga. Now, while I've said multiple times at the channel, and will continue to say, we really should just take everything Marvel announces as subject to change, because that's been their MO since 2020, and there's no problem with that. They're juggling so many projects, more than any studio has had to bite off. It doesn't mean that they don't have a general plan and roadmap to lead us up to Secret Wars, and a lot more filled in than last year. As we covered yesterday, there are tons of projects headed to Disney Plus, like a Black Panther spinoff, possibly a Legend of the Ten Rings spinoff. We know that there's a show coming for Vision Quest and Wonder Man. None of these projects have been announced yet, so they'll probably talk about those. And of course, there's one major casting that we expect to see and hear about at San Diego Comic-Con, and that's of course the Fantastic Four. Now, as per this update, if the directors and or the actors are on strike during the summer, when San Diego Comic-Con is going on, no, they will not be on stage, which would make a casting announcement for the Fantastic Four, or the way that Marvel Studios has done this in the past, a little bit more difficult. It will not be, quote, as hype with Kevin Feige just standing on stage if he's not introducing the actors and bringing them out. But that's where Alex Perez says, hey, Marvel will find another way forward. And it's important to mention that arguably last year's D23 announcement, live in person, the way they did it, that I was present at, was just as big as San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, they didn't spill the beans on 2 brand new Avengers films, and San Diego Comic-Con is what it is. I would never try to equate the two, but they definitely went a long way with their live in-person in production at D23, bringing out all the casts, announcing brand new actors, and so, if they're on strike during the summer, when San Diego Comic-Con rolls around in 2 months in July, then we're just 2 months away from September's D23, where if they miss that, they can then do a huge presentation there. But knowing Marvel Studios, and even if there's strikes, you gotta remember back in 2020, they were able to release a really hype pre-recorded announcement, and that was when the pandemic was still going. I gotta think that navigating this is still easier than that. The unknown variables back then were just too immense. No one even knew if theaters would come back, if there would even be a Hollywood. Everybody was basically just waiting and seeing. They're going to resolve these strikes. Everybody wants to go back to work, and I clearly, as Alex does, stand on the side of the writers and will with the actors and the directors as far as more payment, more compensation. I'm not even upset about these strikes, and I think if you're a decent fan, you're not either. This is what they have to do. This is part of the negotiations, and I think for Marvel Studios, they know that too. So there's really no panic in the air as far as Marvel Studios is concerned and their slate. Yeah, it may be a little offsetting and in the short term, announcing a timetable for things when you're not sure when the strike will end, but it will. It's not like the same thing as being under the mandate of Bob Chapek, their interim and medium CEO before Bob Iger got back. I'm going to call him an interim CEO from now on. Before Bob Iger returned, because he was the one who was forcing them to put out all this content, that would have been stressful. That would have been panic mode. Now they're smooth sailing. Shoot, if Secret Wars doesn't come out until 2027 and they need that time to get there, I don't think there's a single Marvel fan that's going to be mad because they're taking their time and making sure things that are quality. Speaking of which, guys, I do anticipate Secret Wars getting pushed back another whole year. And no, not because of the writer's strike, just because of the immensity, the complexity of this, and how many more projects we know they still have lined up. Shoot, just for the shows that were supposed to come out this year, including the animated stuff like What If, Spider-Man Freshman Year, X-Men 97, they've still got enough content TV shows wise, with Daredevil taking up 18 weeks next year, to take us to 2027 just with what they've announced now. Okay, so given this update, this is what I think you can anticipate from Marvel Studios at HallH and San Diego Comic-Con, regardless of who's on strike and who can and can't join them on stage, like the cast for the Fantastic Four. I expect that they're going to be super excited to share whatever has changed under the new mandate from Bob Iger and give us a full roadmap leading up to whenever Secret Wars will be released, and I'm saying 2027. I also expect major updates for things that they've already started filming on and movies that are coming next year, like for sure Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America New World Order subject to a title change. If there is one, that would be the place to announce it. And I also suspect we'll get updates for things like Blade and other projects and TV shows that will come out next year alongside Daredevil Born Again, which they're already filming for, and the shows that got delayed this year that'll join Daredevil, like Echo, Ironheart, or Agatha House of Harkness. Again, they're going to be eager to get us amped, and even if they have to wait till D23 or later to bring actors out on stage like the Fantastic Four, there's still no way they're not going to talk about that film because they know the role that Fantastic Four is going to play in the upcoming Multiverse Saga. What I will say is that even though they've already announced Avengers King Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars that may be turned into a two-part film, they were definitely still crafting those scripts when the writers went on strike. Those films are still so far from taking the shape that they will that I wouldn't anticipate any major updates about that other than maybe like a new release window or a new release date. But don't expect them to be running out to talk about major stuff like that, and pun totally intended here, because there will be one huge overhanging story if not resolved by then, and given the way the legal process is working out, it's going to take a while. When I say major updates, Jonathan Majors is going to be that huge question mark, and so for that reason alone, and if they don't have to, I anticipate if they haven't made a decision or a public announcement about recasting or bringing Jonathan Majors back, that they're going to leave Avengers King Dynasty, a film that's centered around him, completely alone. If they haven't resolved it by then, don't expect an Avengers King Dynasty announcement, and that will not be the place that Kevin Feige comes out on stage and says they're recasting Kang. They'll get that out of the way beforehand, or maybe even after, so Kevin Feige doesn't have to answer questions about it and during the time that they're trying to hype us all up. You guys let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments though, how hyped you are for San Diego Comic-Con. Of all the new projects they haven't announced yet, which ones are you most hyped for? I get asked this all the time, especially about what's coming next year. I'm very hyped for Captain America, New World Order, and Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm sure you guys are too. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. before I let you go. All right, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. We just announced a brand new winner days ago to coincide with Guardians of the Galaxy. I've actually already been in touch with Jason. I verified his account. We're going to be shipping that out to him. Guys, it's that simple to be entered to win, and we're giving one away just a month away now with Secret Invasion's launch next month on Disney+. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice, and the comment that one's shown on screen for everyone to see. So please be safe on my channel and in the comments, really any channel, any platform. Remember, anybody can use anybody else's photo, tell you you've won something. No one will ever ask you to contact them on a third-party app like WhatsApp or Telegram. I don't do that. No YouTuber, myself included, ever asks you to pay for shipping. So please stay safe and vigilant wherever you are in the internet. If you see comments like that, just report them, especially to YouTube. They'll delete them, and I appreciate it. My name is Michael Roman. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on all musical platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name AllFires. Well, I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out. Thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.